Hello, it's great to be here. Boy, oh boy, my last meeting was in San Antonio, and it's wonderful to see all my Phan Rangers again. I understand we have here the East Coast and the West Coast, North and South from our beautiful USA, presente, and some Hispanics also, myself. Well, I want to tell you, I want to share something with you personal. I've always been directionally challenged. And boy, do I have a story to tell you about my drive here from my beautiful hometown of Delaware. Everyone knows where Delaware is. And arriving Thursday at midnight, after leaving at 7 a.m. in the morning. But first, how are you Phan Bangers all tonight? How are you? Great to see you. It's been how many years? 45, 50. For me, it's only been like 30 years because I was there very young. And I bet you're all glad to be out of the wet weather and to be able to have a drinky dinky do. Me so happy to see you. Yes, I am proud to be a vet, no joke. The benefits of having an AARP and Veterans Advantage card. Oh my God, I haven't gotten to the dirty words yet. The discounts at Lowe's and 10% off for movie tickets. Wow, could it get any sweeter? I always wear my Vietnam cap these days. Ah, Vietnam, such a beautiful country. Who can forget the happy smiling faces? Great food, cheerful greetings, lights going out, bombs. Most of the time we were, I didn't call for those special effects, I promise. Most of the time we were welcomed in pleasant ways.
Oh, okay.
When I was over there, I remember getting invited to a family's home to share their dinner. A wonderful faux soup of fish heads and pork belly. Ouch, oh my God, lots of laughs. WTF, WTF with the lights. What do we remember? Oh, come be truthful with yourself, Phan Rangers. Let's take another drink and step backwards in time. Didn't we muscle up our courage and say, we will win this one for Uncle Sam? There was a draft at that time, and many of us went, and the others ran off to Canada and grew out their hair. We loved our country, and we still do. We did what we were asked to do. No turning our backs on that request. No sleeping in fancy hotel beds and writing protest songs like John Lennon and Yoko Ono. So we arrived, young and eager, to Southeast Asia. No one gave us a handbook that said, "Welcome to Vietnam," with a listing of hotels, restaurants, and attractions like what we got here. We wrote our own guidebooks and letters that we sent back home. What did I know of Asia? Except Jackie Chan lived there, and maybe The King and I was filmed there. I remember when I got off the plane in Saigon and was sitting waiting for my lift to Phan Rang. A Vietnamese man came up to me and asked me, "You look for boom boom?" I thought he meant bathroom. And I told him I had already relieved myself of my khakis. That's how fearful I was. How many of you learned Vietnam War phraseology? Dinky Dow? Mama-san no come today. You like beetle nuts? You want bong son bamba? And baby son is not your baby. Real father or baby already go back home. Now you get to tell your amplified war stories of being in Vietnam. You know, like those legendary fish stories of catching the big one, but it was actually a minnow you caught. Yeah, I tell everyone proudly, I flew sorties over North Vietnam, chop chop, and I was butterfly with the boom boom girls. Me so cheap Charlie at that time, so dinky dow. I went on R&R and returned to Phan Rang so cherry. I was there in 1970-71, and I remember there was a swimming pool. How many bases had a swimming pool? A library, a chapel and base theater, and donut dollies. Oh my God. Lots of laughs, donut dollies. How many of us wanted to marry a donut dolly and have donuts the rest of our lives? Anyone here marry a donut dolly? Raise your hand. I got such a sugar high that I jumped into an SR-71 spy plane and flew it over North Vietnam. And really, you're not going to believe this, took some surveillance photos of Ho Chi Minh with Jane Fonda. Yes, it's true. I saw them. There she was in her pink stretch tights doing aerobics with Ho Chi Minh. Jane Fonda with Ho Chi Minh doing aerobics. Get a load of that. God bless America. We can do aerobics with our enemies. Gotta love it. What's next? Push-ups with Putin? So I got dinky dow while in my SR-71 and pushed the release button on my Patriot missile. Goodbye, Hanoi Jane. I never liked pink tights. Then I kept flying the jet I had stolen and looked down and saw John Kerry in a hammock drinking from a coconut. The mixed up stories are endless. My shrink at the VA says, you ought to get it straight. I know it was a mess and you're dealing with post-traumatic stress. Yes, it's wonderful to share our memories for our 58,000 brothers and sisters plus who perished. God bless them. I am sure a great provider in the sky has given them all cell phones with FaceTime from heaven. Here we are to celebrate those who did not return for their youthfulness, bravery, daring, and wanting back in the day to serve their beloved United States of America. And we are also here to celebrate those who still have hair and a full set of teeth. I love being a Vietnam veteran, just like most of you. As time has it, one of my dear nephews married a Vietnamese woman. I'll show you a photo when we start the slideshow. So I have grandnephews who are half Vietnamese and half Puerto Rican. Get a load of that. Well, I've always been directionally challenged, like I told you, and it took me extra 5 hours to drive down from Delaware. That was the story I wanted to tell you. It'll just take a minute. Driving, we got sidetracked by the 1,000-year flood. which was everywhere. Just like in Vietnam, it always rained, all that rain. Even I-95 was closed. And we went down one road, which was blocked, and some young GIs sent us another way. Then we saw another sign, we followed that sign. By that time, we were driving around our Chevy truck about 11 o'clock at night in South Carolina. Ain't got no highway lights here in South Carolina, and the cotton fields don't glow at night. And don't be looking for a GPS signal, because there ain't none. Last time I was in the Carolinas, when I was working for National Geographic, I got chased out by some people with white sheets over their heads. Now I got your attention. Just kidding. That night really, I was stopped by a policeman, or a popo, as they called him up north. He saw me swerving in and out of the puddles of the 1,000-year flood. He asked me if I had drunk some of that corn hooch, or a Mad Dog 2020 they'd be selling along the road. I said, absolutely not. But I was so tired, the word sounded like absolutely fart. He yelled at me, get out of the car. He checked to see if I had alcoholic poisoning. Now step to the east, step to the west, step to the right, 2 steps back. Let me see you do a line dance. So I did this Puerto Rican 2-step. Stepping left, stepping right, stepping north and south. It was a cha-cha-cha on steroids. I'm directionally challenged. The cop then said, I like your Vietnam veteran cap. I can tell you're Dinky Dow. Here's your license back. Seriously, I am lost, I told him. Yes, I am a Vietnam veteran on the way to a reunion in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm tired. And please, I don't need any white sheets. I got some at Bed Bath & Beyond. He was very polite. He said, Mr. Veteran, with all due respect, then let me get a police escort to help you to get to your reunion. That's the least I can do. Listen, he said very quietly, I need to apologize. During that war, I ran off to Canada, married a beautiful French Vietnamese woman. You know, I was Dinky Dow too. I also listened to a lot of Joni Mitchell, Grateful Dead, the Eagles, the Doors, and that screecher, Neil Young. He said, I was always guilty of not being with you guys in NAM. Is that how you say it? NAM as in spam, as in thank you, ma'am? I ran away from my patriotic duty. I followed the war on TV. I was an armchair critic. I'm so ashamed. Now, like a 70-year-old Jane Fonda in pink tights. I looked at my smartwatch, because I am smarter now than before. Our escort car is now on the way to take you to Charleston. Thank you very, very much for serving our country. So, Phan Rangers, if your left brain and right brain are not connecting at this age, it's really not a problem. A state of Dinky Dow is not a bad thing. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Enjoy yourselves, and we're going to have a quick little slideshow. Thank you.